Next on WVUA 23 News, rain is here to stay. More on the forecast coming up.
And we're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Jabari Pruitt. Lauraville has the evening off. Right off the top tonight is the weather, since lots of us have outdoor plans for Memorial Day. Molly Starr is here to tell us what we need to do to prepare for tomorrow. Molly, good evening.
Good evening, Jabari. Now, lots of storms have made their way into central Alabama in the past few hours. Zooming into right around Tuscaloosa County area, we're seeing these heavy rainstorms push their way through. We've got a hail core headed this direction. Now, we're seeing tons of lightning with this, very frequent lightning. Looking out from Demopolis, you can just see those flashes of lightning. We're also seeing strong winds and, again, those potential hail cores moving through. Now, there's not tornadic activity, but I'll have more updates on what these storms and Memorial Day will look like coming up in just a few more minutes. Well, still ahead, the rain isn't heading out the door anytime soon. More on the forecast after the break. Well, the day started off really nice, but as you can tell behind me, it's changed quite a bit. Looking from our Demopolis camera, we're seeing very frequent lightning. We've been seeing this past few hours as storms have started to roll through western and central Alabama. Moving over to our Tuscaloosa camera, again, amazing shots of some lightning. It's been very frequent within these storms, and it has officially started raining here in Tuscaloosa. But it's not going to stop anytime soon. So we have these lines of storms moving their way through. You can tell where that system has cut off itself as we have that leading edge over there. But zooming in on what we can expect with these storms. Now we see a lot of yellow, red rain, but we also have these little spots of those black hail cores. Now, hail might not make it to the ground, but that is a big potential with these storms and systems moving through. We've got strong winds, we've got frequent lightning, and there's that potential for some hail. We had a few reports of it, but taking a look at what we can expect the rest of the night, we will clear out. Your Monday, Memorial Day morning should be clear, maybe a few clouds, and it's not until about the 3:30, 4 p.m.-ish timeline that the next round of storms will move in. But those storms will probably look very similar to today as well. And by Tuesday, we're going to follow this pattern for the next few days of clearer mornings, clearer afternoons in the early side, and then as we move through the evening, those storms move in and stick around. And like I said, we're following this pattern for not only a few days, but for almost the rest of the week. Now, models have already started to try and back off as what we can expect heading into next weekend, but there is still a lot of chances of rain headed our way. But the good news is our temperatures are not looking bad at all. So the next few days we do have that rain and those systems making their way through, but temperatures are staying pretty consistent. They're looking and feeling very nice. Now in the morning, as those storms start to move in, they're going to feel kind of muggy as that humidity builds up before those rain chances move in. But take a look at those. Besides Monday being about what we saw today, maybe a few degrees cooler if that system moves in earlier, or a few degrees warmer if it's going to move in later and let that sunshine really warm up. But we're seeing the mid-80s very consistently until about next weekend, when we drop back into the low 80s for a little bit of a system. And then again, we're seeing that with the same thing with our nightly lows. We've got those right around 70-degree mark temperatures with a slight cool off as we move into next weekend. So we're moving from these summer-like temperatures to a bit more springtime. But, you know, luckily tonight we're not seeing any tornado threats, and as we wrap up tornado season and move into hurricane season, download our free WVUA 23 app. Keep up to date with weather coverage and updates, as well as our social media platforms. Search Richard Scott WVUA 23.
And I wanted it to rain a little bit. I would just want to relax tomorrow. But now y'all pushing it back and all of that.
Yeah, luckily the storms are also being pushed back into the later afternoon, evening hours. So hopefully people can get some festivities in the morning and early afternoon hours like today.
All right, Molly, we'll see. Well, Theo Fernandez is here with a look at what's coming up in sports. Theo, good evening.
Well, we've got rain sticking around for the week, mild temperatures, and a great Memorial Day morning. Some storms by the afternoon, but again, just some nice temperatures for the week.
Well, one of the things, like I said, I wanted to grill, but I still am able to, because you said about 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, about the late afternoon, early evening hours for tomorrow.
All right. Well, that's it for us. We're back here again on Tuesday. Remember, tomorrow we do not have a newscast at 5, 6, or 10. Have a great Memorial Day.
And he sends this